On this episode of the Procedurally Generated Show, Tony plays Not Destiny and Ethan rescued the princess. We talk about the week's biggest news and answer your questions. Howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Procedurally Generated Show. I'm your host, Tony, and joining me this week, I've got Ethan.
Hey, Tony.
What's up?
I'm tired.
That happens when you don't sleep.
It does.
So we're going to try to get through the show as not fast as possible, but not dilly-dally so you can get to bed.
That's fair.
You gotta have some sleep, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was all work related, so.
The bank keep you busy this week?
Yeah, we acquired a couple of branches, and I am part of the conversion team, and we were there late. I actually got to go home early, but I mean, I didn't get back till like late still, even though they got back later than I did. But, just I didn't sleep well. I'm tired. And stuff had to get done today, like princesses to save and all that.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta save the princess. If she's in trouble, somebody's gotta save her. So, how did you save the princess this week?
Well, she started flying around, so I threw balls of energy at her. Well, she threw balls of energy at me, and I just hit them back. And then this guy, like, got kicked out of her body, and then he became a giant boar, wrestled him to the ground, beat him up with my sword, and then it was like, she's like, okay, we got to kill him, and then we were on horseback.
She shot him with an arrow, right?
Yeah, she was like, arrow, 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 and I'm like, yay.
Job done.
Exactly, there you go. Princess saved. I asked for my money, and I go home happy.
I don't remember that part of the game.
That's the part they cut out.
Oh, you must have the HD version, the high dollar high definition version.
There you go. So Twilight Princess. There we go. Finished it. Done. Happy. Got my 20 heart Wolf Link amiibo thing done. Got 100% save. Got all 50 stamps. I don't know why I went through the process of bothering with the stamps.
You got to post a Miiverse now.
I tried. Miiverse doesn't exist, and I knew that. But
Yeah.
I tried it anyway.
So it's sad because now there's all of that stuff that you get in the game that you just never can use.
This game came out a year before they killed off the Miiverse, so why even bother? Because they knew. They knew.
Oh, they probably did. Wind Waker has that same problem with their Miiverse stuff being shut down as well. So
Yeah.
you lose all of the Tingle message in a bottle stuff in that game because of it.
Just give us back the Tingle Tuner. We'll be happy.
I mean, just bring back Miiverse. I kind of liked it.
There's probably a hacked in one, right?
I don't know. Because it wasn't. I mean, there was a bunch of spam and people just goofing off and posting things that had no business being on the Miiverse. Not because it was bad, but there was some of that. But just because
because it was the internet.
You're supposed to be there, in this forum about a specific talking about the game, and people were just posting pictures of other games place and drawing pictures of other things and completely out of context stuff. So you had to filter through all unnecessary stuff to get to the one post, this 99-cent game that you're playing, so you can talk to someone about it. But I really did like Miiverse. There was a lot of fun in that message board at some points.
There was a lot of great art in there too.
Oh, absolutely.
But then you find out the truth about that, like someone would use a program or something on there to do the art, so that kind of ruined illusion of creativity, I guess.
Yeah, there was a lot of it that I had no idea how anybody could possibly do it the way they did it in Miiverse, if it was even possible. But then, like, the Art Academy forum had so much art that you could scroll through and look at, and some of it was fantastic. A lot of it was stick figures and people posting that same picture of a ball with a shadow on of it that they were doing from the very first.
Oh,
But there was a lot of good art in there. So, well, any exploits during Zelda that you want to talk about?
Epona apparently works for Ganon.
What?
Yeah, she is not on the side of Link. She is on his side, the Ganon
Really?
side. Yeah. So I'm doing the horseback part of the final boss fight on there, and
Mm-hmm.
so you have to stay within a set range of Ganon while he's on his horse, so Zelda can charge up the bow and then
Yeah.
shoot him, and you have to be like right behind him, have a line of sight, and all this stuff going on. And suddenly she shoots Ganon, and then he kind of slows down. You get up next to him and hit him with the sword, and then that's how the combat's supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, and this only happened on like the third or fourth phase. I forget how many hits you had to do on him. You would get to where you're ready to get up there where the hit Ganon, and Epona would either decide it's like, oh, I'm just gonna run faster than normal and dart past him now, even though
Okay.
you're holding back to slow down. And no, she's not gonna slow down. And then you have to turn around, and she'll either come to a complete stop or just go for a wide veering off to the side.
Yeah.
And it just made for a bad time, but I powered through it and got it done.
There you go. That's what you got to do.
Took like 10 minutes longer than it should have.
When the kingdom needs saving, you got to get past the stubborn horse.
One of the things I did for the fight, since I had the colossal wallet that's only in the HD version, I went and got 9,999 rupees. Right at the start of the Zelda fight, equipped the magic armor, and just wore it throughout the entire set.
Yeah.
And if it hadn't been for Epona screwing up so much, I would have done it within 2,000 rupees, which is the
Nice.
max I think was the max that you could carry in the original game.
Something like that. Yeah.
And so I was kind of aiming for that, but I went probably 50 over, maybe 400, 50 to 400. I forget what it was. I've slept since Tuesday or Monday,
Well, I would hope so.
and I'm definitely tired right now. So, ugh. So from there, just I mean, been busy with the work stuff, but I tried out, or I did some Destiny stuff with Cole, and then today I finally hopped in on Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. So I'm
And
assuming you played Breath of the Wild before.
yeah, I got over 100 hours in that.
Yeah.
And it looks like they fixed it, so it knows that I've got more than 100 hours now, so that's great.
That's good. Yeah, I know there was an issue early on with the thing keeping track of how much time you'd been playing.
Right. Now I haven't played Breath of the Wild in a long time, so it took a while to remember the controls. After I figured all that
Yeah.
stuff out, I the first thing it did was hit me with all the DLC content that I hadn't done, which is all of it.
Of course.
And so I had to go. There is a cat under my bed. For those who listen to the pre-show, that means quite a bit. Uh, uh, the DLC that I started on was one where you go back to the Shrine of Resurrection and they give you a one hit kill weapon, but
Hmm.
it makes you a one hit kill target as well. And then you have to go and do like 4 camp area clear outs and stuff using that weapon and while being a one hit kill, and they don't make it easy. And then you got to do a shrine for each section that'll also try to kill you in one hit. And I got all that done, and then it's like, all right, now we need to do more stuff, but you're no longer one hit kill. So I'm enjoying all this new content that I haven't experienced yet.
Yeah. Just in time for them to announce the Breath of the Wild 2 stuff.
Yeah, see, I'm getting prepared for that. And if it does give amiibo support, I'm working towards that. That's why I have the Wolf Link at 20 hearts now, and there's like
Hmm.
7 amiibo I need to buy.
Yeah, I really want to get all of the Breath of the Wild amiibo, but I don't have any of them yet.
Yeah, I narrowed it down, or I narrowed down what I needed. The 4 heroes, or yeah, the 4 other heroes. Uh, Majora's Mask, Skyward Sword, and then the uh, Young Link from
Ocarina of Time.
yes, but it's actually the Smash amiibo. And I figure while I'm at it, might as well get Smash Toon Link is while I'm there,
Yeah.
because that's I mean it's a variant, but still, why not?
It's still Toon Link.
Yeah. So I'll have 2 different Toon Links and like 50 different links. But that's
You can never have too many.
yeah, never too many links. But that's pretty much it from me. Because I think I started rambling somewhere in there at some point. You didn't stop me.
Well, I'll just let you talk.
So tell me more about this Raid Shadow Legends.
No, 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 no. No, we are not talking about Raid Shadow Legends ever, except for in the pre-show we talked about it. So no, so let me break this down for you. Let me explain what I have been playing to you.
Okay.
I have been playing a sci-fi shooter, okay, where you are dropped into a hub and you can go and you can buy and sell merchandise from shopkeepers. You can talk to NPCs.
Hmm.
There are people who give you quests. And
Okay.
then once you're given a quest, you then pull up a list of planets and you choose the planet where the mission that you have selected takes place.
Hmm.
You go to that planet
Hmm.
and it drops you in and it takes you into a first person view and you shoot aliens and monsters and floating robot things.
Sounds like Destiny.
It does, doesn't it? It's not Destiny though.
Are you sure?
But I am very sure. I did a little bit of Destiny this week, but I'm not talking about. No. I posted a video on the Facebook page about this game because I knew I wanted to talk about it, and I was testing out some recording stuff on my phone. It's a mobile game, but it is a first person. It is Destiny scaled down just a little bit. It's not, you're not in these big wide open, you know, expanses where you can hop on vehicles and fly around, large portions of them. It's much smaller in scale. You're basically in these smaller rooms that are fairly linear. There are some multiple branching paths, but for the most part, you're going to go down the same path that every player goes down. Um, and then every so often, you're going to hit a room where you have a bunch of enemies drop in, and it's wave after wave of enemies. It's not just a couple here. Um,
I'm starting to see something different than Destiny that I would compare what you're playing to.
okay.
Mass Effect.
Okay, yeah, there is a little bit of I can see that. Um, but the game is it's really really I've been having a blast with it. I think I put 8 or 9 hours into it so far this week. It is a free sci-fi first-person shooter
Hmm.
uh, that that has a it's got I think they said like 200 single player missions, and each of the missions takes I don't know 7-8 minutes up to about I think 15 is the longest that I've ever been in one mission. So I mean they're not super short missions. You're going to get a decent amount of time out of this. Um, but once you're given a mission, and it can be something like assassinate a particular character, and that character will have a name where none of the other characters do, and their health bar is a little bigger. They have some shielding and some armor that the other enemies don't necessarily have. So there'll be assassination missions, or there will be missions where you have to go in and find a particular object somewhere in the map, and then once you've found that object, you'll drop out of the mission. And then once you've completed the objective of the mission, it takes you back to the hub where it gives you your experience. It shows you all of the loot that you collected in that, and so it's pieces of armor, shoulder pads, chest plates, leg. I don't remember what they're called, greaves,
Hmm.
and guns. Of course, there's tons of guns in this game. It is all about finding the next best thing. Piece of armor in each weapon gives you a power rating that's very similar to like the light rating in.
Okay.
And so you'll have to get your equipment to certain power ratings before other, sometimes missions will unlock, or even other items in the shop will unlock for you to be able to buy.
Okay.
Uh, and then, of course, it's got some of the free play stuff on top of it. All of the free play stuff that I've seen, though, is completely cosmetic. Um, So I mean, you can get different types of armor, but it's not going to be anything that's so much more powerful than any of the armor you could normally get. It's not You're not doing this pay to win thing in this game, because it does have a multiplayer component to it as well. As you earn experience, you'll unlock different sections of the multiplayer. It doesn't do it all at once. So like the first thing that you unlock is 1v1 duels. And so you can go in and you can challenge any other person in the hub world to a duel. You just walk up to them, hit a button, and invite them to join you in a duel. And if they accept, you then get dropped into a map, and it's just you versus.
Really?
Yeah.
That can
So
be
it's
annoying if everyone just keeps coming and challenging you.
it's a small little icon, and I even don't always notice it until after it's been like you took too long to accept the
Oh,
duel.
okay,
So
okay.
it's not like you're getting spammed with just messages from people like duel me, duel me, duel me, um, and do that. So and then you'll eventually unlock 5v5 team deathmatch. There's other types as well, and then it also has raid missions.
Ooh.
So um, if you once you unlock the raid missions, and I don't think they call them dungeons, they don't call them raid missions, but it's essentially so what will happen is you can start one of these dungeon missions, or other players can invite you to join them in one of these missions as well. And once it gets a full crew, it's either 3 or 4 players. It won't start without three, I don't think. And then it'll wait a little bit to see if a fourth player will jump in. And if they don't, it'll send you into the mission with just 3 players. And the dungeon missions are done in the same maps that you have played some of the other missions, but where normally you you have very sectioned off corridors that you're going down. This unlocks basically the entire map, and so you can go off and do different paths from the people that you're playing with. There are bigger areas that you're fighting in. It throws more enemies at you, and then at the very end of that mission, it puts a very powerful uh, boss at the end of it. Like I did one of the dungeons, and it put I don't remember what they were called, but it was these two twins basically that were huge. They were like twice as the regular player, and they had these attacks where they could launch at you from across the like this huge room that you were in, and it was basically an insta kill, and you had to wait for one of your teammates to then come and revive you.
Sounds amazing.
It is really good. I'm surprised at just how much fun I've been having with the game. It does have controller support. That's the big reason that I've put so much time into it, because I don't have to use the touchscreen stuff. And so it is basically a console style first person shooter on my phone. I think it came out in 2018. It's by a studio called Mad Hand, something like that. Let me see if I can find out what the developer is. Mad Finger Games. So they've done a number of mobile first person shooters. They've done some like survival horror things. They are getting ready to launch another game called Shadowgun War Games, I think is what it's called. Which is basically it's an Overwatch, but it's 5v5 capture. So this game, if you're remotely curious at all, check it out. It's like, I think it's a gigabyte download, so it's a fairly sizable mobile. But it really is a console style shooter, and it looks phenomenal. Like it's not Destiny level, visual fidelity, but it is a really good looking game. The videos that I've had are compressed all the heck, so it's got a lot of artifacting in it that you don't see when you're playing the game.
I wonder if there's a PC or console version.
There is not a console version. It is just out for Android and iOS, I think.
Darn it.
One of the things that after I got, a couple hours into this and I realized I was really please let there be a console version of this, but it's not on PS4, there's not on PC. I would really like this game to come to something like the Switch, because I think it would be a good first person shooter for that system. It does. One other thing that it has that I haven't seen in a lot of games, but some do, is in the hub world, you can go to a casino and you can gamble with in-game currency to, try to get more money to buy more things. The one thing I'm a little kind of leery about is you can also use I paid real money for this in-game currency stuff in the casino and try to, get more of that.
Mm-hmm.
It is at that point it becomes like straight up gambling. It's not like video game gambling. You're using your actual real money to do some of this stuff if you want to try to buy the really high end, I guess you'd call it, cosmetic stuff in the game, because it does have both things you can buy with the in-game free currency and then the real world currency. It does also give you the ability to watch like advertisements if you want to earn more of the real world money. It's really small amounts though, so you're not gonna
Gonna watch all the advertisements.
I think you can watch 2 or 3 a day, and you get like 15 of their gold coins, which is not much at all. It's 5 gold coins each. It's 15 total in a day.
So
but
you're
then
saying I'm gonna spend a lot of days before I actually play the game.
You could then take that 15 gold coins that you've gotten by watching the advertisements and take that and try to earn some more of that gold.
Oh yeah, the casino.
Yeah. So, but I have been having a blast playing this game. It's called Shadowgun Legends, free to play first person shooter on both iOS and Android. And if you're curious at all, you can hook up a controller and play it. So, I would highly recommend it. Like I said, I think it came out in 2018. There was an advertisement in the game for their upcoming 5v5 capture the flag thing, and I immediately went and pre-registered for that.
Cool.
So
Cool.
as soon as that game comes out, I'll be playing that a little bit. I have a couple other videos that I've been recording of this that has footage of the game itself, but no sound because you can't record sound on Android for some reason, unless you turn your phone volume up really loud, and then you can get some really bad quality audio to go with the video that you've recorded.
Oh gosh, is it recording from the microphone trying to grab the
Yeah,
audio?
yeah,
Oh.
it is.
Oh.
You can't record internal sound for some reason on Android, so you have to do it that way or hook the thing up to some other external audio recording
I blame the
device.
person who programmed it. Not the Android, but the program.
Well, it's everything I've seen is that you can't record internal audio on anything with Android.
Okay,
It's not
I blame the Android person then.
so yeah, Shadowgun Legends, highly recommend everybody checking that out if you're curious at all about a mobile first person shooter, because it's really good. Um, but that is what I have been playing. So let's take a quick break. We will come back and we'll talk about the news.
All right.
So I saw this week, I think it was on Twitter, that Square Enix teased that they were going to have some announcement this week.
They had an announcement this week. That's crazy.
They did. They said they were going to be announcing some new game. And that announcement came, and people just went.
Yeah.
They announced a new Kingdom Hearts game. But it's not a console game, it is a mobile game.
And everyone was simultaneously disappointed.
No official release date as of yet, just sometime in the spring the game will come out. It is called Kingdom Hearts Project Z, which if you know anything about Kingdom Hearts, that is
Xenohort? What?
Yep,
Okay.
that is the name of the like antagonist of the primary antagonist of the.
I wouldn't know. I only finished the first one.
So let's see. No real details, not even a trailer or anything came out for this, but it looked like, people were speculating that it looked like players would get to discover the roots of this character. He's a fallen Keyblade, so you get a little bit of a backstory about him. And why he is chasing darkness in a bid to become all powerful.
I want there to be a character or like two different characters. Like one, like neither character uses a keyblade. One guy he puts locks on things, and the other guy is a lockpick.
That would be an interesting twist to the Kingdom Hearts.
So you got one guy locking everything up. It's like, man, people keep unlocking these doors and leaving them open. I gotta fix this. And then the other guy, he's like, I can't wait around. I gotta pick this lock and go.
Well, I'd kind of play that.
And then we could also have a third character where he's just, the guy that just drills locks for like replacement stuff.
He just goes around with a giant drill and destroys all of the locks that have been
Called the drill blade.
Oh man! But he looks like Marcus Phoenix.
It's a gun.
So yeah, we know nothing about the game. No gameplay. No trailer. And apparently the name is not even the actual name of the game. Because Square Enix is holding a guess the name contest on social media, which means the game will be Gamey McGameface when it comes out.
Gamey McGameface. I'm all for that now.
Or Mickey McMouseface, something like that.
Every time someone has a contest like this online and that's the thing that wins, they just go, you know what? We're just going to give it another name.
Yep, pretty much. So once we find out a little bit more about the game, we'll probably let you guys know more of the details as well. But it is supposed to be out in the spring.
Just wait like 5 years. We'll have a re-release of that in higher resolution on the PlayStation 5 in a collection that'll include.
Kingdom Hearts 3.5.
I was gonna say 3.3, but that works too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, we've got 1.5 and 2.5.
And 2.8.
That's true.
But baby steps. I mean, we got to work our way up towards 3.5 still.
That's true because we are about 10 years away from Kingdom Hearts 4. So we've got to have. Okay, I'll go with the 3 point is what
Okay. Yeah.
we'll get.
See, I thought this all through. And so you'll have your mobile version with actual controller and TV technology involved.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. I'm down.
All right, cool. End of the show. See y'all later.
Well, no, we still got a little bit of news to talk about.
Fine.
Netflix.
They're really tossing a coin to their witchers here.
They are doing exactly that. Because we do know that a second season of the live-action TV show is coming.
Well, people really like the first one. I haven't watched it yet. It's on my things to do list.
I've seen 2 episodes. I need to watch more. I've just been watching other things.
Tony, show breaking news. Smash Mouth is on my TV right now.
Hey, now.
I don't know what it's for, but it's on there.
It's
a Geico commercial.
I was gonna say it's a preview to.
Sorry, Progressive, not Geico. Mixed up Flo and the Gecko. Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
So, according to Netflix, 76 million people have watched at least part of The Witcher.
Cool.
And season 2 is coming. They announced that before season 1 was officially released. But that's not all The Witcher we're getting on Netflix, because they have also now greenlit an animated Witcher film.
Animated like Castlevania? Question mark.
That's a very good question. All we know is that an animated Witcher film is coming. We don't know anything about what it's going to look like or anything.
Wasn't there also talk about a manga?
I think so.
Yay.
I wonder, are they going to get Henry Cavill to do the voice of Geralt so that this whole thing all ties together?
His name's Geralt? I thought it was Geralt.
I think they call him Geralt.
Oh,
Geralt.
Okay, alright,
is
cool.
what they call him.
Okay, we're good.
Geralt of Rivia. So, and the soundtrack I think comes out this week. Finally, a lot of people have been asking for that.
They can toss a coin to their soundtrack. Yay.
You can play that dadgum catchy song over and over in your car now with the soundtrack. So yeah, more Witcher coming, and I don't know that that's a bad thing. So, let's see.
I'm sure. I think the sale for the games have drastically increased lately from that. Too.
Yes, I did see that right after the show launched, that The Witcher 3 on Steam hit its highest concurrent player count ever.
Nice.
So it's been doing really well. I think the Switch version of it has sold really well as well.
That's like the most complete version of it too, right?
Yeah, it's got everything on the cart. So.
Yep. And it's mobile. There you go, people.
Yep. You can play it wherever you want.
Toss a coin to your game dev.
Speaking of playing things wherever you want, Project xCloud.
Toss a coin to your Xbox.
Toss a coin to your Microsoft. I am in the xCloud beta, and I have been playing a bunch of stuff.
Brag about it.
And they added support. Sign up for it. It's pretty easy to get into the beta, I think.
I keep meaning to, and I forget.
10, I think. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Looks like 9.
I guess technically 15 new games got added to the service, but it's 9 releases. Black Desert Online, which is an RPG. Civilization 6, Forza Motorsport 7, Sparklight, which is a Zelda style adventure game.
Oh,
Super Hot,
super hot.
which is a fantastic shooter. The Surge and Tracks the Train Set game are some of them, but also Destiny 2 is on
Oh,
xCloud. And I have played a little bit of that this week.
I was about to ask what content that included, but I kind
It's
of
all the
already.
free to play stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say since it's just account based, I already know the answer.
Yeah. It's just the free to play stuff. I went online to Bungie.net and I linked my Xbox and PlayStation accounts
Oh, so you're playing on your same character? Cool, cool,
together.
cool.
And then also, so I may play a little bit of, of a little bit more Destiny. But also, the game that I was most excited as soon as I saw that it was on there, Halo: The Master Chief Collection,
That is a solid collection of game right there.
which I think is 6 games. It's one,
One,
two,
two, three,
three,
four.
ODST, Reach, and 4.
Yeah, one, two, three, four. ODST and Reach.
Yeah. Uh, and it's got all the multiplayer stuff as well. So
It's
yeah, I
not a
want to
separate
play.
download like it is for console people.
No, it's all there together.
Yep.
So I have been getting a lot of achievements and stuff this week. Because I want to go back. I'm about halfway through. I think I might have talked about this in the pre-show, but about halfway through Halo 5 and my playthrough with that. And once I finish that, I actually want to go back and play a little bit of. I want to try to play through the whole Master. Don't know that I'll do that. Because I know I won't finish ODST. I didn't really like that game the first time I tried to play it.
Its structure is really what kind of makes it weird to play.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's a solid game. It's just you get to the
maybe
overworld map and then you have to run, find the other person's drop pod or something, and then you play as that person for a moment.
yeah,
That's
maybe
where it got
going back.
weird.
Maybe going back and giving it a second try. I'll end up enjoying it. Because the only game I've played in that and finished is Halo Reach.
Really,
Yeah.
it's a good one to finish.
So I finished that one. I played through that entire campaign multiplayer with some friends right after it came out. Um, so yeah, I think that brings the total to close to 70 games in X that you can just play if you're in the beta. So
It's amazing.
it's and it
In comparison, how many games does Google Stadia have?
like 10, I
It's
think.
about 20.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the Destiny 2 population for on Google Stadia has dropped by half.
Has it really?
Yes.
And that has crossplay with everything.
Yeah. Well, no, not
So,
cross. It doesn't have crossplay. It's got cross save.
oh, it doesn't?
Yeah, Destiny 2 is not crossplay. It's cross save.
Oh, I thought it had crossplay.
Nah, if it did, I would be all for playing Destiny 2 with you from my PS4, but or PC, but I can't.
Well, maybe I'll have to just install Destiny 2 on my PS4.
Well, I mean, that'd be cool if you did. Toss a coin to your
It's a
Ethan.
big that's a big download.
It's
It's
free.
like it's like 80 gigs. It's been free for a long time. Because I've had a copy of that game for how long now?
Speaking of games that you've had copies of, Metro Redux Switch details.
Metro Redux is coming to the Switch end of February. This is Metro 33 and Metro.
I don't know.
I want to say First Light, but that doesn't sound
That actually, I was gonna say something like
right.
that's like the
Is
closest
it?
thing. So yeah, I guess.
It's two. It's the 2-pack Metro games, which are sort of survival horror action games that take place in. Um, they're really dark, really sort of spooky style. They're not Resident Evil level of survival horror. Um,
Metro Last Light.
Last Light.
It was light. I just didn't know the other word.
So, but the game is coming out February 28th for the Switch. It's $50 for both games. If you buy them digitally, they're $25 a piece. So if you buy both of them, it's $50.
It's $60 on the physical version that I'm seeing.
Yeah, the physical copy is more expensive. It always is on Switch.
Thanks, Nintendo tax.
So if you do want a physical copy, though, much like with The Witcher 3, you don't have to worry about downloading anything. Both games and all of the DLC are on one cartridge together.
Okay.
So they'll be pretty sizable downloads, but if you want to just get them both in one package for one price, pick them up physically. You don't have to worry about downloading anything to the system, which I think is great. I think every game on the Switch should be like that anyway, if possible. None of this, I'm buying the game, and then I still have a 20 gigabyte download that I have to deal with as well.
Well, to be fair, these are games that have already been out, that all the content already exists, so it's not like buying the disc and then it's like, okay, well, I got the base game, now I can go and get this other content. It's like, this is a full set because it's already been out for a while.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a bad thing, but, I mean, you look at it in a different light, it's like, there's a reason that it's all on there. It's because it's already been out for a little bit.
Yeah, but we're just talking about, with Switch releases in terms of the size of the data.
Yeah, they've also found a better way to compress it, I guess.
Most publishers have been like, you know what, we'll put one game on the disc, and then you have to download.
Oh, yeah, that's what you mean. Okay, yeah, sorry. That's annoying to deal with as well.
Or like, with The Witcher, they could have put the base game on the disc, and then you would have had to have downloaded all of the DLC.
Redeem your DLC code. Yay.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about that. It is all on one cartridge together. That's why it's sort of newsworthy on the Switch.
Yeah, you hear that? Who was it? Sega with... No, not Sega. Yes, whatever. Bullet Witch. That one on there. Yeah.
When is Bullet Witch going to come to the Switch?
I meant Bayonetta.
No, I'd rather have Bullet
No,
Witch.
I'm saying like we have what, Bayonetta 2 physical?
Oh yeah, Bayonetta 1 and 2, or yeah, Bayonetta 1 and 2. You get the first game on the disc, and then you have to download the second one.
Well, you got the second game on cart, and the first one's downloadable.
Oh, is that how it was?
Yeah, it was reverse.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right, because it was technically a release of Bayonetta 2, and then you got if you bought that, you got the first game basically for free.
Where's Bullet Witch?
I want Bullet Witch on the Switch.
Just as a download only.
Bullet Switch. There you go. I would play that on the Switch.
All right, looks like our last news story of the day involves Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes. This isn't like huge news based on some of the stuff that we've known about with Cyberpunk. The multiplayer is not coming out at the same time as initial release of the game. It's coming out later. But because of the delay for Cyberpunk 2077 from April to September, the developers have said that you're most likely not going to get the multiplayer at all this year. It'll be out sometime in 2021.
Oh, multiplayer actually wasn't even their first thought for this game. It was all single player from the get-go.
Yeah, it was.
So I really don't know where this multiplayer idea came from, unless it was just
they had talked about it being added on after the because I guess a lot of people had said, hey, is this game going to be multiplayer? And initially it wasn't. I think initially it was really just going to be a single player game.
I guess it's a good way to show off your own custom character or whatever.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
Not huge news, not anything to break out the torch and pitchforks for. But because of the delay, the multiplayer for Cyberpunk 2077 won't be out this year. So, and this news came from an investors meeting where they talked about that. So, but that is it for the show for this week, Ethan. So, thank you for being here. You can go to bed now.
Oh no, I bit my tongue. No listener feedback?
No listener feedback this week.
No questions for the fans?
Nope. We had a question, but nobody wanted to answer. The question of the week, though, if anybody does, what mobile franchise would you like to see make the jump to console, or vice versa? Is there a console game you'd like to see?
Raid Shadow Legends.
Don't ever say that. Because it will come to the... and I'll be very upset.
It probably will anyway.
Oh, gosh. Don't speak that into existence, please.
I'll try not to. I just enjoy making that joke now.
That game just needs to vanish into the abyss.
Bye, everyone.
See ya. If you want to reach out to us, we have new ways to do so. You can email us at procedurallygeneratedent@gmail.com. If you like what we do, you can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/pgent. Patreon supporters get the video version of the podcast a day early. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/progenint. Check out our YouTube channel, and we still have that famous Facebook group where you can interact with us on a daily basis as well.